Hello student, how are you all? Today in this video we are going to start chapter number 14 of grammar, and the name of chapter is punctuation. Student, what is punctuation? The sign and symbols used to make a meaningful sentence. That all signs and symbols are called punctuation marks or punctuations, like full stop, comma, quotation, double inverted, single inverted, full stop, etc. These all are punctuation marks. So, in this chapter, we are going to see this all punctuation marks. Let's see. Punctuations. Punctuation is the use of various signs or marks in written language to bring the clarity to the meaning of a sentence or paragraphs. Student, we use punctuation marks to make meaningful sentence. Okay, while adding or by putting a punctuation marks in the sentence, the meaning of the sentence is made it clear. By the punctuation marks, we will come to know where we have to take a break, short break. Okay, that all punctuation marks has its own meaning. One by one, we will see. We use full stop, a question mark or an exclamatory at the end of sentence. First, we are going to see about the punctuation marks which we are using at the end of the sentence. See, at the end of sentence we are using three punctuation marks. They are full stop, question marks and exclamatory. See, examples are given here. By the example we will see. Dolphins are intelligent animals, full stop. Here, by the full stop, we will come to know that sentence gets over here, and it is the statement sentence. The sentence which say or state some things are called statement sentence, that you had already learned in the chapter types of sentences. But this full stops makes clear that sentence gets over here. Second one, are dolphins intelligent animal? Question marks. Here at the end of the sentence we had put question mark. So by this mark or by this punctuation of question mark, we'll come to know that sentence is asking some question. It is also known as question sentence. Third one, how intelligent dolphin is? Here at the end we had put exclamation marks. Means the sentence which comes from the depth of your heart, we use exclamation marks for them. This shows that some excitements. Okay, so these are the three punctuation marks which we use at the end of sentence. Next we are going to see about comma. A comma is used to separate the words or phrases in a sentences after introductory words such as yes, no, well, oh, etc. And to separate the names of listener from the rest of the sentence. See, we use comma for the three purpose. First, to separate the introductory word from the rest of sentence, like when the sentence begins with yes, no, well, oh. After that words we use comma to separate the rest of sentence from the introductory words, or to separate the names of a listener from the speaker. When in a sentence two persons are there, listener and speaker, when to separate them, to separate a listener from the speaker, we use comma in between. And also we use to comma to separate the words and phrases in the sentences. Okay, for these three purposes we are using comma. Let's see by some examples. See, we eat pizza, comma, sandwiches, comma, chips and pastries at the party. Here, to separate pizza, sandwich and chips, we had used comma in between them. Second one, 20 students, 3 teachers and 2 helpers went for the trip. Here, to separate 20 students from the teacher and helper, we had used comma there. Next, yes, that is Bobby's younger brother. Here the introductory word yes. To separate the yes from the rest of sentence, we had used comma there. Last one, Samir, will you bring me that book? Here again, to separate the listener from the speaker. Here listener is Samir and speaker hidden me. Okay, to separate the speaker from the listener, we had used comma after Samir. Okay, so this was the use of comma. Now next we are going to see is apostrophe. See, we use an apostrophe to show belonging or the relationship between two things. We also used it as an contractions. Okay, we use exclamation mark to show the belonging or relationship or ownership. Means the apostrophe shows the relation between two things or the belonging or the ownership of the things. See, for example, Sheena's boycotts. Here shows belonging. Sheena's. Sheena apostrophe S. The professor's lecture. Relationship between two things. Lecture and professor. So, a professor apostrophe S. It shows the relationships. It will. Constructions. Okay. Or Ramu's pen. Ramu apostrophe S pen. Here it shows the ownership. The pen is, who is the owner of the pen? Ramu. Okay, to show the belonging, relationship, construction and introduction, ownership, we use apostrophe marks. Next we are going to see is quotation marks. We use quotation marks to enclose the exact words spoken by a person or to enclose the title of the story, poem, essay and articles. See, we use quotation mark to show the exact words spoken by someone or to show the title of any story, poem, essay or article. To show this all things, we use the quotation marks. See, example, what a wonderful painting, exclaimed Smita. Here, the exact word spoken by Smita is what a wonderful painting. To show that words, we had used the quotation marks. Starting from what to painting. Next, R.K. Narayan's story and astrologer's day. Okay, to show the title of the story and astrologer's day, we used quotation marks. So we are using quotation marks to show the exact words spoken by any person or to show the title of any poem, story, essay or article. Next we are going to see is capital letters. See, the capital letters are also the part of punctuation marks. Okay, every sentence begins with the capital letter. We use a capital letter to begin a sentence, and for proper noun, the proper noun I will always written in capital letter. Okay, every sentence begins with the capital letter, and the proper noun I will be always written in capital letter. Okay, so next we are going to see is colon. So the first whatever this marks we had learned, maybe you had learned in the lower classes. Now colon, this is first time for you. Colon is used to introduce a list, an explanation or a quote or a definition. We also use a colon to disclose the title of the or title from the subtitles and hours from minutes. See, we use colon for showing the list of anything or for showing definition or quotes. Quotes means the words, some good words said by anyone, or good words of any persons, or to separate the time from hours and minutes, or the titles and subtitles. For this all words we are using colon. See, by the example we will see. The first one, The examiners were asked to bring three things. Here, double dot. That double dot is called column. So, a pencil, eraser, and a scale. To show the list, we had used column. Next, let's not forget the main issue. Colon, we need to quit using plastic. Here, explanation. To show the explanation, we had used colon. Peter's pen. Every time you say you don't believe in fairies, a fairy dies. Quotes. Here, the exact word or the good word spoken by Peter. To show that we had used colon. Odorless. A very large amount of something pleasant. Definition. Okay, here any definition. To show that we use colon marks. Nahal brought a copy of George Eliot's novel Middlemarch, a study of Provision's life. Here, subtitle. Okay, to show the subtitle, the main title of novel is Middlemarch. That is the name of that novel book, and the subtitle is Provincial's life. To show that subtitle, we had used colon marks. Now, 11:34 a.m. Here 11 is hour and 34 is minute. To separate that, we had used the mark colon. So this was the use of colon. Now we are going to see is semicolon. The semicolon joins two independent sentences that are closely related. It often replaces a conjunction. We also use semicolon in place of comma in a list that has commas within items. Okay, we use semicolons to join two sentences which are independent. Means both the sentence will be different, but they are related to each other. And also we use semicolon in place of commas where the commas are already used. See, example, Rohini never gets out after dark. She is scared of ghosts. Here, after dark, we had used dot and comma. That sign is called semicolon. And we had used this semicolon to join two independent sentences which are related to each other. There are three important dates in this chapter. February 4th, 1922, semicolon, March 12, 1930, August 9, 1942. Here we had used semicolon in place of comma because the comma is already used there in the date itself. Comma is there, February 4th, comma 1922. Okay, so now again in place of comma, we had used semicolon to show the next date, March 12, 1930. Okay, Imran had finished his work. Therefore, he left earlier than usual. Here again we had used semicolon after the word work to join the two independent sentences which are related to each other. So student, this was the punctuation marks. Hope you all understood. The exercise parts will be sent in PDF and the next chapter we will see in the next video. Thank you.